Hey everyone. As you can see, yes, I did shave my head, so it is done, finally. Um, but as far as this past week, it turned out to be a really good week. I was with the Antelopes again, except now it's an all guys group. And we had a new member, and we had a WOG who, like most WOGs, are typically slow on their hikes. Not all. This one was, much to the annoyance of the rest of the group. Excuse me. And so it created this dynamic where the rest of the group gets kind of pissed at him because he's hiking slow, but it's not really his fault. I mean, he's brand new. Most kids don't go out hiking in the wilderness for kicks. And so it's trying to, had to like balance, try to help the group dynamic balance between pushing the WOG, the new kid, into being able to hike faster and longer without breaks, and also keeping everyone else at bay with like, hey guys, get off his case. He's working on it. He's new to this. Y'all have been here long enough that you're conditioned to just go and keep hiking. And so, like everything, there's always, even in the little things like hiking, it's always trying to monitor the group and see how they're doing. Are they being fair to everyone in the group? If not, how to address it. So that was interesting, especially on our third day of hiking, as we were finishing getting to zone, where he hiked slower than any of the 2 days prior, and everyone else is again just getting kind of frustrated with having to go and stop, wait for him to catch up. But he really was pushing, and it got to a point where I had to go in the back of the group and just encourage him as much as possible. Come on, man, keep going. Don't stop now. If you stop, it gets harder. Don't let me down. Just one foot in front of the other. Just look out in the distance and keep chasing everything out in the distance. And to his credit, he really did push. He did a great job. He would stop a couple times and just kind of sit down. And so he wasn't angry or pissed. He's just tired. And again, I'd have to try to motivate him. Come on, man. If the longer you sit here, the harder it's going to be to get back up. You wanted to stop 15 minutes ago, but you didn't. Just keep moving. Come on, man. And so through that, he eventually started opening up about some stuff that was on his mind, which was completely unexpected. But in that moment, as he started opening up, I was like, huh, cool. I wasn't expecting this, but there's always something in the program that challenges people or just kind of pushes them in just the right way. For some people, it's trying to get fires. For this guy, it was the hike. It just kind of broke down his mental barriers, and he was able to open up about what he was thinking and feeling. And after he told me about it, he admitted the hike must be getting to me because I never talk about this stuff. And I was like, win. So it was fantastic. I mean, if there's always something that challenges people and pushes them in the right direction to address whatever it is that they're here for or is on their mind or is an issue for them. And so I just saw that as proof that hey, this works. So that was really cool to see. And I took out the Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And at first, when I told everyone, hey, I have a book to read, they're like, oh, cool. And then I start reading the first night, and everyone's like, ooh, this is heavy. And I didn't read as much as I had originally hoped because we spent a lot of time talking late into the night after dinners. But every once in a while, they'd be like, hey, can you read the Nazi book? And so I wasn't sure whether they were actually interested in the book or if they were simply wanting someone to read something, anything, right before going to bed. But so not entirely sure if it was like a successful thing, taking it out, reading it, um, but they asked for it, so who can really say? And something else we did that my co-staff brought into the group, both last shift and this one, was playing Picture Telephone, which I think is a fantastic game. It's a lot of fun, and most of the kids really enjoy it. The way it works is that each person writes a sentence of something that happens, and then the next person that they pass it to has to draw what they read. So I have SpongeBob beating a baby seal, and that was the next person's drawing interpretation. So once they draw it, then they fold this over, and then they pass it to the next person who has to write what they see in the picture. And it turned into SpongeBob strangling a sea lion. And then the next person, only looking at the sentence, has to draw the picture. And so started from here, and it became SpongeBob murdering a seal. And I thought that picture was fantastic. I burst out laughing by the time it went all the way around the group and came back to me. And so everyone is passing pages at the same time because everyone writes an initial statement or sentence, and then they pass it and everyone draws, and then they pass it and then everyone writes. So you get all sorts of crazy sentences to start off with, and then all sorts of weird, funky pictures, and it gets all distorted, and it's usually a lot of crazy fun to play. So that's been great. But as far as during off shifts, something that's really important about this job is not just everything that goes on in the field, but also out of the field. I've been talking to some friends and family because over the past couple months, I wasn't allotting time for myself to unwind, de-stress, and now being in HI, I've realized that with that extra responsibility and that extra stress, I need more time for myself in order to be balanced again. Because otherwise, the stuff, I mean, if you go into shift with stuff, with baggage, it will affect your week. And so it's really important to take care of yourself, especially as an HI, on your off shifts. And so something I've recently started doing is attending yoga classes. And that's been great because, at least for myself, I usually tend to flip flop from trying to stay productive all the time and being super focused and not letting up on intensity and just go, 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 go. And then from that, I will flip flop into being lethargic or apathetic and just want to sit down and play video games for hours and hours and hours, or just binge watch TV. And so finding a proper balance between the two is extremely important for me. In starting the yoga classes, it's been a great way to like give me anchors each day. So if I know I want to attend this class and a second class, then everything else I need to do in that day needs to be based around there. So it gives me an anchor to schedule my day around. And also having the physical exertion, but in a relaxed way, has been fantastic because I go in the morning, and by the time I'm done, I realize I've I've been exerting myself, pushing my limits, but in a way that isn't like direct force. I'm not heavy lifting. I'm not trying to push running, and so I don't have this mindset of like, oh well, now I'm really really tired. I'm just gonna go watch TV all day. So it's been fantastic to complement the running, complement the lifting, because I'm trying to get back into that. It's been a fantastic way to help find an appropriate balance between everything. So, yeah, the job, the job is not just everything in the field. The job is also out of the field, taking care of yourself, so that then you're ready to give of yourself to all these kids for 8 days. But that's what's happening with me, and hopefully have a video posted tomorrow about expectations going into the field. So, until mañana, we'll see y'all on the other side.